Hello, this is Sarah Soiledplant and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing some updates to my Milsbo cabinet. Right now it is looking very sad. All of my plants are at the bottom and I have all this dead space at the top up here. Back when I first put this together, I had Scotch boards on the very back wall. Unfortunately, mine got really moldy, and even though I have a fan in here, I couldn't get the air circulating enough. So I'm going to kind of attack this twofold. Instead of having the Scotch board in the back and having things hang from it, I bought a couple of acrylic shelves off of eBay. And while I was like perusing around in their sort of plant accessories section, I also found somebody who mounts these particular fans to the top by using magnets. So I've ordered both of these things and we're going to try them out together. I've had both of these items for a little while now, but I just haven't opened them up and checked them out yet. All right, so these are the shelves. You could get these with holes in them or not. I opted to not. All right, so this is what the shelf looks like. I bought two of these, and it looks like they are just the shelves. They did not come with anything. So one thing I did is I moved these pieces right here are screwed in, and they are shelf pieces that came with the cabinet when you assemble it. And it looks like it installs just like that, and nothing actually holds it down. And I'm kind of pressing on it like a little bit. I'm not pushing my full weight in it or anything. It can certainly tip, but it seems like that's actually secure enough to hold it. But I do not like this shelf placement, so I am going to move these down to this one down, I think. But I got two of these shelves, so you can have one on either side. Like so, with the power of editing. These are now all moved down one notch. I've moved this one and all four corners. So now I'm going to place each shelf on either side. Now before I move plants onto the shelf, I do want to address these fans. I have two of these AC Infinity fans, one for the top section, one for the bottom. What I'm going to try to do is I am going to put both of these in the top, and I bought two new fans for the bottom that are just kind of little AC desk fans. I figure they'll do kind of the same thing. These ones are a little less robust, I think, than these ones, but I think they'll essentially do the same job. I will, however, have to take the plants out to do this portion because the wiring goes through the side of the shelf and I'll have to remove the shelf to get the cord out. So let's do that. So all I'm going to do is lift this just enough so I can get that cord out from behind there. Just like that. Now these fan mounts were also things I bought from Etsy, and they're supposed to work for this particular fan. Came with 4 different parts and no instructions, so I really hope this is intuitive. But let's get started on that now. So we have our magnet that'll attach to the top. We've got this arm here and then the base that attaches. It looks like this did not come with a way to attach it to the fan. I was kind of hoping that all that would come with it. But let me see if I can figure out a way to attach this. All right, so I was able to put one together. It was not the cleanest thing in the world, but I did manage to get one installed. So what happens is you have the square base that you attach to the fan. Apparently that was up to me how I attach it. I decided to attach it with zip ties. I feel like this is not the best solution, but it should work for this application, especially if you tighten it, which I did. From there, you adjust it here and you can adjust it here. It's kind of nice. One quick note though, the screws that I got were square top, which I'm not super familiar with. I've seen them here or there. I didn't have a square top screwdriver, so what I did was I used just a tiny flathead screwdriver that I could put in at an angle, like across the square, and then that seemed to work and that tightened it, so that worked out very well. So now I'm going to do the exact same thing to the second one. All right, now I have both installed, and the other thing, this particular seller also sells in the package a little monstera leaf to cover that up, though I do find it moves quite easily, so that will probably move around and I'll hopefully put it in place once everything is in place and it won't move anymore. We will see. So now I can go like that and have the other fan. You can have it like that. I might do one on either side. I'm not sure yet. It does take up a little bit of room off the top, I'm noticing, so I can't put gigantic plants here. One thing I'm considering is moving this entire shelf down one and then moving these shelves down one also, but that's a project for another day. Probably not going to worry about that right now. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out a way to kind of lift this off the ground. This is nice and long though, which is nice, so I should be able to funnel this kind of behind the door and tuck it like I did before, and it'll still be able to go through and plug into the outlet. So that's actually really nice. I was not expecting that. That magnet is not quite strong enough to hold it. This one is very strong. That one for some reason just like does not want to hold. It's a little weird. Anyway, I think it should be okay, at least for now. I still need to sort everything out. I have to route all of this through and get it plugged in again and then put all the plants back. But for the most part, those are the two things I'm changing about this. I do think I'm going to take this middle shelf and put it down a rung and then put these shelves down one rung also, just so there's a little bit more vertical space for these smaller plants that I'm going to put up here. Now that I have these two fans at the top, I did buy alternative fans for the bottom. These are very basic, not quite as fancy as those where those are connected. This one is not connected. These are two separate ones. I have a second one as well. And from here, it just kind of pivots and it's just an on or off once you plug it in. So these will be for the bottom section. I'll have two, so hopefully I don't have any more stagnant air issues. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you liked it, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more of me, you can subscribe to my channel down below, hit the notification bell, and I will catch you next time. Bye!